Okay.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode. So this time we have a senior, like a super senior of mine. Uh, he was in his final year when we did our third year, I believe, and we came to college. So we were a part of the COVID batch, and after that COVID, it's around 2022, I believe, that we came to college, and then we met them, but they were actually in their final semester. So, but anyway, I'll let him introduce himself.
So you want me to introduce myself?
Yeah, yeah, come on.
Okay, so you know me.
Yeah,
Uh, I'm an architect. Uh, I which year did I graduate? 22? 22,
20,
yeah.
22 or 23. I exactly do not remember, but I think
Yeah,
22, right?
and yes, yes, 22.
Yeah,
After that, I was working remotely for this Irish company
yeah.
for 3 or 4 years. And then, yeah, just give me a second.
Okay, okay.
And I also took up projects back home, mm, a few diverse range of projects,
Yeah.
few resident and a few farmhouses, one school. I mean, it wasn't a school; it's just a small academy
Mm-hmm.
and commercial retail spaces in like in shopping plazas.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, interior works for them, and also supervising and executing construction.
yeah.
To be honest,
How was that though? Like
um,
after your bachelor's,
yeah. So what do you want to know? Like, how is that in what sense?
like after you finish your bachelor's, because most majority of the time as a student, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes we feel that we are not capable after bachelor's. I mean, most of the students at least.
No, so okay, so you want to know that? Okay,
Yeah,
so for me, I think um, I so it starts like from my internship. I interned at in Goa at Field Atelier with Yatin and Teja. Really great, uh, really great guys and good mentors. So initially, when I went to work there, they gave me two projects to take care of,
yeah,
and initially it was mostly just doing the drawings and uh, coordinating the information with site. Whatever the contractor, whatever the masons were asking, I would give them the drawings, make the drawings, and give them. So these projects were already on site that time when I joined them for
yeah,
internship. And after 2 months working with them, they started sending me to site. They were like, "No, you go to site now and see what's happening.
yeah, yeah,
You go and like see what is this. You take these measurements and you do this and that." And slowly, like, okay, I mean, I wasn't very confident with it, but it
yeah,
started small
yeah,
with these small tasks. And in the coming months, like they gave me more and more responsibility,
yeah, yeah,
which which is not just on the computer, but more dealing with people, the
yeah,
engineers, the contractors, the vendors, like a lot of
yeah,
phone
yeah,
calls, a lot of side side work, which I personally love because I didn't want to be sitting on a computer drafting all day or
yeah, yeah,
modeling all day.
yeah,
It's not that I didn't do those. I did do those things to figure out how things would show up on site. You have to prepare yourself before you go to site. That's a different conversation, but uh, so slowly the confidence it
yeah,
built up,
yeah,
and as as I was doing that, I in the thesis semester happened. So during the thesis semester, um, I actually did a project, a very small project for my for one of my relatives. It was a very small extension of their house. So they had this bedroom,
yeah,
and they just wanted to redo it. But I don't know, with what I learned during my internship, I realized like, okay, they have like a small terrace outside, so we can, open up the entire balcony, make a new toilet for them. like so on and so forth. I wish I could make sketches to explain or show it to you, but maybe another time.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Uh, so what was like just a small interior project where they just wanted to change the finishes, etc., actually became like an entire let's say refurbish project where we broke down the walls, opened up the entire front wall
Yeah, yeah,
into like this small
yeah,
terrace, added with a new toilet. So
yeah,
when I did this small project, right,
yeah,
I realized like, and I worked with real money. There
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
a budget. I had to work with that amount of money, and so in doing so, this became like a little bit more of a challenge than what I did during internship. So it became another step of a challenge for me at that point. So I worked with, like, of course, the contractor, but this time it was different because uh, we didn't hire a contractor to do all the work because of the money. So what I did was we hired separate skills, separate people. So for the civil work, there was like a group of masons that I managed.
Yeah,
For the carpentry, there was obviously the master carpenter. For the
yeah,
finishes, there was the finishes guy who was doing the finishes. For
yeah.
the upholstery, there was another guy
Hmm.
who did it. And yeah, and so on and so forth. Like, the plumber, the
Yeah,
electrician. So I kind of became almost like a contractor, which shouldn't happen. But handling this small project gave me a lot of insight to the smaller nuances of the practice.
yeah,
I would say, wait, let me try to flip this. I'm making an omelette
yeah.
in the meantime,
So,
but just give me a second.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure. It's fine.
One, two, three. Yes, perfect. Oh no. Okay. Anyways,
Yeah,
Mm. So okay. So this gave me a nuance into, like beyond design and beyond drawings and beyond
yeah, yeah,
tools on the computer, like working with different groups of people, different groups of professionals,
yeah,
and also keeping the money that the client has given you for their project aside for each guy, for the
yeah,
materials.
yeah,
And so after this small project, this was during my thesis term, by the way.
yeah,
Thankfully, it was during COVID, so half of the semester was home, so I got to be home for the project.
yeah,
And then I came back to college and did my thesis, and that's when I think I met you and uh, Nino and all the other guys, which was a lovely semester. You also did help. You helped some parts of my thesis as well, right?
yeah, yeah. Some part model and all stuff, right? We were cutting
Yeah,
model. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It was
Thank you.
interesting.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then so after this, when before my semester ended, I got a like so one of the friends of my relative, the one in which I did the bedroom for, like really loved the project. They're like, "Oh, you've done like a really good job with the space,
yeah,
with the extension." Like they told me initially they just wanted to change like, the wall finishes, the floor finishes, the like, the furniture, but then with the amount of money that they gave you, like you did a really well job like with the entire space
yeah, yeah,
because it became better.
yeah, yeah,
Or at least I think that it became better. And uh, yeah, so they wanted me to do one full residential project for them.
yeah, yeah,
And so as you can see, like, like the challenges,
yeah,
it happened naturally to me. Like it it was a slow progress of
yeah.
challenges. And then yeah, we did the same thing. This client, we we sat together and we designed. And honestly, I spent like 6 months designing almost like 20 or 30 options with them.
Hmm.
And it was a fun, exhaustive, and iterative project. Okay, so in this project, I was not alone. Me and Money, you know Money, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. We met. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, right, in
So
Bangalore.
yeah, yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
met her in Bangalore. Okay, so we did it together. We worked on the design. together, and then we worked out the details with the client. It was a conversation that we had back and forth with the client. A lot of uh, participatory design, including the client,
Yeah.
where we kept on moving rooms around. We kept on moving the building masses. The client would be like, "No, like I want the space here," and then we would be like, "Okay, maybe we think about it and get back to you next month, next
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
so on." Like in the meantime, we were also doing projects for the other projects for
Yeah.
the the Irish firm
Yeah. Yeah.
and small projects for friends and whoever gave us other projects.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then uh, and then yeah, after 4 or 5 months of designing, we started working on the permission drawing, which was
Mm-hmm.
a new task for me. I mean, I'd worked on permission drawings on the internship, but
Yeah.
uh, but
It's like tentative, right?
yeah, no, this was the final permission drawings
Oh,
which
final
we were gonna
commissions. Okay. Okay.
submit
Sorry. Sorry.
to the authority. So that was a new challenge. That was again a new challenge. First permission drawings ever, like going to the uh, local body
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
That. Yeah. Yeah.
submitting the drawings, and they'll be like, no, this is missing. The colors are not right. The
Yeah.
lines that you need to have this in your templates. You need to write all the areas. You need to do all that.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like as you said initially, like a lot of people, fresh graduates, don't think that they're equipped to do it. But I think like keeping an open mind that you're not gonna know everything
Mm.
initially, but along along the process, you're gonna learn
Yeah.
about things, including the cover letter for the permission drawings. You
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
write like a proper. At
Yeah.
least we did. Because that's what
Yeah.
the guy said. And then I remember the chief engineer. He called me once to his office because of the drawings, and he was like, "No, you can't do this. You can't do that." Uh, because of regulations, which we were pushing a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was discussing with him as well, like, okay, like we can't do this, but then we will do this and that. So
Mm-hmm.
after the design with the client came the design with the regulations, which we should have done previously probably, but it was our first time. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and then this continued throughout the process,
Yeah.
during construction, the first contractor, during construction, the second contractor, during construction, the third contractor. And for that project, we chose not to do the interiors anymore. So I also collaborated with another firm to do the interiors.
Mm.
And yeah, the project is done finally. And after 2 years, it actually just finished in 2025, just last year.
Huh.
Yeah. So yeah, the clients were happy and
Yeah.
I'm happy. And during that time, we also got a lot of projects which we were
Yeah. Yeah.
doing for their friends and their
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, so yeah, like that's how it happened. And I think that's how my confidence grew
Yeah. Yeah.
as what I could do on 12.
Yeah.
Okay, can we take a small break? I forgot my bread. I have to go take my bread uh, from my room.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, wait. Let me show you where I live. So
Yeah.
this is my room,
Yeah.
and that's like the courtyard.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks so cool.
Yeah.
It looks
That's
old, you know.
this is the hostel I'm living in.
Damn.
It's a collegio in,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, we call it the collegio. It's like a hostel.
Mm-hmm.
Actually the spaces in the uh it's like a shared living.
Mm.
There are the rooms. There are rooms, and then there are shared rooms as well. We
Mm-hmm.
have like common kitchen where we can cook,
Yeah.
but there's also the canteen. So
Yeah.
the canteen is open only from Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
only lunch and dinner, but
Yeah.
it's really good food. It's called a mensa
Mm.
in, like, here, not a canteen. Mensa just means like mess, I think. So yeah, and then I'll show you the school space. So this is like
Damn.
the second floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, the space.
Yeah.
And
Th-
The cool thing, right? The cool thing about this particular building
Yeah.
is that how it went through a lot of changes. So it was built in the 19, no, in the 1890s,
Yeah.
already very old, like first, before First World War. And then it was built as a school
Hmm.
for the Italian. And then during the First World War, it was changed into uh, like a care center, like a hospital. And then post the war, post the Second World War, it was used as a clinic, like a clinic.
Hmm.
And then what happened was the policies were changing, and they decided to make uh, the colegio,
Hmm.
basically, which is meant to be used by students for staying, learning,
Huh.
and etc. But there's also a school of nursing. So
Hmm.
half of the building outside
Hmm.
is actually a university for nurses.
Hmm.
And then we also have the colegio, which is the dorms
Yeah.
and the kitchen and the shared living.
Yeah.
But there's also a crèche on the ground floor, so which opens to the road. So uh, parents, they come in the morning, they leave their kids,
Yeah.
they go to work, and they come back and pick up the kids. It works like a preschool of
Oh.
sort. Yeah, so it's a mixed use, reuse,
Haha.
um, retrofitted
Oh.
building,
Like
and
it's
it's
yeah.
very old.
It's I
Yeah,
mean
which is really
it's
cool.
definitely like really cool to hear it. I mean we typically don't get to see this stuff, right? In India at least.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
I mean,
we even
yeah,
if we get to do projects like this, it's like competitions project, right? It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to imagine ourselves in that situations, right? I mean, the concept is
yeah.
nice, like reuse, like refurbish or whatever. But it's like in practical, it's like it's hard to understand it how people
To
do it.
understand it. Yeah, I think well, for me, like for the first year living here,
Yeah,
uh, living in this kind of a project and space, like really gave me an like a different perspective.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
what were we talking about?
Okay, wait. We can resume again. But before that, I'll ask you questions. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't? Did you record that small part? You should have recorded it.
Yeah, I did record it. It's all recorded.
Okay. Ah,
Uh,
cool, cool, cool.
Look, like the things that you mentions, right? It feels like it's not a typical uh pathway for student. I would say it doesn't sound
Hmm.
like because I remember when I did my first internship, I got into like a corporate firm, right? So
Okay.
I get the idea of corporations and then the working. I mean, obviously working drawings and all stuff, which I'm really grateful for, and the beam stuff and all stuff. Uh,
Yeah.
I love it. But the thing is, I remember that after I finished that internship, I wasn't confident at all. I wasn't. I know myself that I am not confident to do actual design. Like in that stage and all stuff. It was only during my second internship with a smaller firm. I mean, I was happy that they could let me design there and all stuff, and they let me involved in so many stuff, which I'm really like
Yeah.
grateful of, till now.
Yeah.
That I'm happy about. But anyway, like talking about those things, it makes me grateful for that one. And typically, it's not, especially now, right? I feel like colleges are more, at least in India, at least as per my experience, right? We,
Hmm.
it's more technical based, right? Students, we are not teach, we didn't get teach like the concept, that what architecture really is. It's not only about the technical stuff. It is about the technical stuff. It's about all of it, right? With the abstract art, the conceptual art, and all stuff. And it's interesting. I mean, I get to learn all this stuff now, but uh, if I look back and then think back about it, it's really hard to imagine for a student like that. So
Okay.
anyway, coming back to farm, your opinion of farm and all, like how how would you say that, like, you're doing your masters now, right? Like, for
Mhm.
people to do something, what would be your recommendations, especially for architecture student? Like, that in India we don't get paid a lot, right? If in terms of pay. I mean, it's
Yeah.
nice to have that confident, right? Right, to design and all stuff, but at the end of the day, you need your bread, you need to make money to live, but
Yeah.
currently the situation in India is not like that. And then, yeah, yeah, and then I'll ask you more, but as of now.
Okay. So interesting. Okay, you said a lot of things. They're
Yeah,
really interesting things that we can comment upon.
yeah,
At least my opinion, with the knowledge that I have gained so far, which is not a lot. I still feel like I don't know so much.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, you said that you learn a lot of design in uni and abstract thinking, critical thinking, but you don't really learn the practice in uni. That's the first thing that you said. Yes.
uh yeah, kind of.
Like there are a lot of things that you don't learn in the college, which you have to do when you work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Second was when you work in a corporate, you learned a lot of the processes, the BIM stuff,
yeah,
but you didn't really get to maybe let's say design or
yeah,
work on site,
yeah, yeah, the client
coordinating.
meetings and all, we don't get to do those, I believe.
And third is um, the last question, which we can do, is the one that you asked me. Um, what do you recommend,
Yeah, for
right?
student to do, right?
To do, yeah.
Like, if someone wants to pursue architecture, right?
Okay. So yeah, regarding the pay, regarding all
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay, so let me just do this briefly. First one, I think with with uni, right?
yeah.
Uh, whatever learning that I've had, I really had a good time in uni learning, growing, and improving my thinking,
Hmm.
which I think is really required more than on site. Obviously, okay, like you have to be exposed to how things work on site, maybe at some level, but at the root of your skills or your thinking, I think it's really important to form a strong foundation uh, on your thinking, like how you think about what is right and what is wrong, about um, understanding design, about understanding philosophy, about understanding, let's say, construction details as well, like we did with making. Uh, it's it's something that looks mundane, but then you really need to get these concepts clear before you actually go to site or when you actually start dealing with people. Climatology, climate responsitivity, these are just small things which add up to the whole picture. Because why I tell you this is there's this project, right, which we did, uh, which was a which was a fun project, and it had these timber trusses.
Yeah,
And I remember how much we used to complain in uni, like, why are we even drafting all these small things? They get so outdated. But then when I was working on that project, I realized, like, okay, like I understand the entirety of these things, the joinery, the details, because I did those mundane things in uni.
yeah, yeah,
Or I was designing and explaining to a client like why the orientation should be like this and not like how he wants it, or why the bedroom should be here. Um, I realized, like, yeah, I was studying these abstract concepts, which are not really abstract, these fundamental concepts in uni, so that I could sit here with a client and tell him exactly what I've learned in uni.
yeah,
And yeah, apart from that, I think the the most important thing that what happened to me in SPA Bhopal was that it gave me direction to learn on my own. I think as students, sometimes we expect to be spoon fed a lot. I think somebody in your previous podcast also said that, like, about being spoon fed a lot of information.
Yeah.
But I think in life, in general, uh, you really have to do things yourself. You can, and you have to learn and try things and do things by yourself. You can't expect like going to uni and everything is served to you on the plate and you just somebody will feed you.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to go out there, figure out what you want to be learning, what you want to be doing by yourself, putting all those things in your plate, and then you eat it yourself. So what school will do, or what uni will do, is it will give you direction. It will give you these are the things that you can do, and choose something and do it, and then go out there and do it.
I think I agree. Like if you want to learn something that I think it depends on you. Maybe your university is bad, your university is good, but at the end of the day, it's you who is going to learn. I agree. I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah, like obviously, uh, when you have good mentors, you have good relationships with your colleagues, you're a good seniors who guide you, good, let's say, a principal architect that you work with. Obviously, it will make your understanding and your learning much faster and better.
Yeah.
But if you're working with, somebody who's a nuisance, let's say,
Yeah. Yeah.
then you'll just be annoyed,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, like you end up in a toxic workplace environment, and you end up hating the profession because of that.
Yeah. No.
So.
Yeah. I mean, there are students who we can see those people.
Mhm,
It's true. It's true. Like yeah, they can make some would say that they can make life hectic for you,
mhm.
but
Exactly.
but that's life, in other fields though you will find that too. I believe so.
Yeah.
Definitely
Okay. So the
agree. And
yes, yes.
like firm, it's the same thing with like you've been practicing right after your bachelor, you practice your uh anyway,
Yeah.
like
I
talking
mean,
about those.
I I don't know what it is. It's just something that
Yeah.
it's not a practice because we haven't like formalized. I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
signing all the documents with my
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
name and just
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
my the seal
Yeah. Yeah.
institution that I have, making all the documents.
Yeah. Like in my second internship, after finishing my second internship, there's something that I realized, right? That like opening up a firm itself, like if you're going to open up a firm, that's where the hardship lies, I think like you need to be so because nobody will work as hard as you, right? You need to work hard, you need to
Mhm,
stay up late, at least for the first I would say 4 years at least, before
mhm,
even get, because there's not much that protects you, right, as a farm owner or a principal of your farm, because
mhm,
maybe by the second year of your you opening your farm, you might have some employee you need to, because people livelihood will depend on you. You need to work hard and all, and the aspect that you have, the future or like the aims that you have, your employees might not have, right, at least for the
mhm,
first few years. So that became really difficult, right? So like you've been doing this stuff other than the main architecture itself, right? Like designing and all stuff. You're doing like
mhm.
client meetings, like talking to plumber, talking to these people. Like this
Yeah.
stuff I believe would have been easier if we were like mainland Indians, like main cities outside of our northeast states and all. Like but for people who like are in like rural areas like ours, right? Or a bit like northeast. Uh,
Mhm,
so things get little complicated, right? Especially your masonry, and then I would believe if we want to do something different, that you need to at least train your masonry first, like your consultant teams, whatever you might call it, because they are not like trained trained academically,
yes,
right?
of course. Yeah. I think which skills,
Yeah.
tech, skilled labor. Yeah.
Yeah.
What it's called. Training is very important because I can get into one of the projects that we did. Okay, so first of all, every city I think already has a technical school where they teach like carpentry,
Yeah. Yeah.
masonry, mm, electrical works, basic electrical works, obviously. But there's this one project that we worked, which was farmhouse, almost small one,
Mm-hmm.
and we made we made a small residential building for the farm,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which the client wanted to become a leisure space. I mean, it's very common nowadays. People are making farmhouses like crazy everywhere. But the cool thing about that is that there were these masons that the contractor brought. They know brick masonry. Okay, so typical brick masonry, just
Yeah.
put bricks, put mortar, put bricks, put mortar. But there was this sandstone on site, and around the site and around the city, not the city, means the state, which can be used for construction. And the client was really interested in using the stone for the masonry instead of the bricks. And that was exciting for us because we don't want to use bricks
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
plaster the bricks.
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to use stone. But he was worried that they won't be able to do it. So uh, what I suggested was, okay, like what we can do is we let them do like one course
Mm-hmm.
or two courses for a wall. Uh, but okay, first they had to excavate the stone, cut the stone, and then dress the stone, which is not common for their skill because they get the bricks from whoever sold them and then they just make it. So we had to like work with them and
Mm-hmm.
like teach them like, okay, oh, this is how you have to do it. We want the brick
Yeah.
this dimension. This is to dress the stone. This is you need to chisel it. You need to cut it,
Yeah.
and then after you get like a workable shape, then you can put it for the wall. And like this process took like a month, a whole month.
Yeah.
But in doing so, like the
Yeah.
the process of construction, and thankfully we had like such a nice client that was willing to waste a month and some of the
Yeah. Yeah.
financial resources to teach them before they did it.
Yeah.
And then they learned how to do it, and we made the entire like building using stone.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can show it to you maybe sometime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Send you some photos. Yeah. So it was. So that's how we did it. I mean, this is a
Yeah.
challenge, like um, which is part of your your practice. Like you as an architect is you're a guide.
Yeah.
You're not God. You're a guide,
Yeah.
and you use your knowledge and your experience to guide the clients, guide
Yeah.
the, the people who are involved in the process of construction, uh, and you navigate all these challenges that come along the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's if when you're asking about that, that's what
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
And plus,
it is.
there's this egos involved too, right? You must have noticed, like,
Yeah.
with some of the workers there, they have way more experience, maybe 10 plus years experience of them.
Mhm.
So how do you like deal with them?
To be honest, I take their suggestions very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they're wrong.
Yeah.
The thing is, when people tell you something, right,
Yeah.
I would say that you're calling it their ego, but sometimes I think we have an ego because we think like, oh, I studied and look, I have this degree and I learned like formally and you don't know anything.
Yeah.
But to think like that, I mean, it's fine. I mean, okay, it's not fine, sorry. That ego would be on you rather. But if somebody who's been working for like 10 years, for 20 years. Obviously, they know something that you don't, right? Because they've
Yeah,
been
yeah,
working with their
yeah, yeah,
making it. So I take their suggestions very seriously. One. Number two is listen to what they have to say, and you decide whether it's good or bad, or or you discuss it with the client, and the client decides along with you. Obviously, if there's something that you want to be done a particular way, which you know will work, then you have to explain it to them, like why. You don't say that they are wrong,
yeah,
because technically they're not wrong.
yeah,
It's just that they see things differently and you see things differently because of your
yeah, yeah,
knowledge. So there's a system of working with people.
yeah,
Like obviously, if you tell me something and I tell you, no, you are wrong and I am right, like you will get angry, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
definitely.
everyone wants to believe that what they know is
Yeah,
correct and they are good in their work.
yeah,
So if you tell somebody like you are wrong,
yeah,
then obviously they will feel bad, right? If suppose example you have a review and your juror says like this is absolute garbage, like what have you done?
yeah,
Like you should do this, you should do that. Like you feel bad, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
you did put some thinking into your work.
yeah,
It's not that you just brainlessly made the design. But
yeah,
if let's say the juror or the reviewer says, okay, like you've thought about these and these and these, but like, have you thought about these and these and these? Now, where does these other thinking put your design in? Then you
mm,
realize like, okay, maybe if I think about these, then like, like
yeah,
this doesn't work that much. Maybe I have to do this, maybe I have to do that,
yeah,
maybe I have to move it, make it work,
yeah,
you know? So it's a collaborative process.
yeah,
No matter no matter how no matter how skilled you are, no matter how many years you've been working, no matter how rich you are or how poor you are, like when it comes to like designing, or when it comes to when you're working on site, like I like to listen to everyone's opinion,
yeah, yeah,
because if it's coming from a point of experience, then I would listen to them even more.
yeah,
This is one project that we did. It was like a small cottage,
mm-hmm.
the one with the butterflies. And I remember when we were uh, choosing the wood for the windows and the doors. Um, I forget which wood we were choosing, which was common there and cheaper. But then the contractor, he said like, no, we can't use this wood because it's soft, and I know it's good for the budget, but the area where he works in, it has a lot of termites. So
Yeah,
he said, your house will not last like more than 5 to 10 years if we use this wood.
mm,
Then we were exploring like, other options,
yeah, yeah,
to be more termite, and we did the money calculation. And I think at the end, like I just told him, okay, we'll just use the wood that you use, like, and then we'll treat it properly so that
yeah,
it doesn't get
yeah, yeah.
uh, because of the termites.
Okay. I
So
think yeah, yeah. I love
you
I
get it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I love your response to it, really, and I love
Yeah.
the stories too that you added. I mean, I hope people listening to this can like take some stuff out of it. But anyway, taking back to that, you're talking about your the importance of conversation skills, right? Plus,
Yeah.
like sometimes the importance of constructive criticism that I would say. Like,
Yeah.
I remember that that the loveless juries, the juries which I love, the experience which I love, are being done that way. It's not that my design
Yeah.
is good. Obviously, it's
Mhm.
sometimes it's not that good, right? So sometimes they would say that here you're doing wrongly, but you could do it this way instead of doing this way. This part is wrong because like this. They didn't like
Yeah.
I'll be like honest here. Like when some people look at your design, they just scold you, Hannah. Like, "Oh, you're in final
Mhm.
year. How could you come up with this design?" Or maybe you're in fourth year. You study architecture for this long.
Exactly.
How can you do this stuff? It's like,
Mhm.
bro, like the fuck, like it sucks, like that.
Yeah.
as a student, like sometimes that stuck in your mental, it fucks with your mentality, I would say. Like sometimes it
Hmm.
makes you hate your architecture. Okay, whatever. That's, I mean, it's personal, but whatever. That does
Yeah,
exist, I would say.
yeah.
But again, yeah,
I mean,
the thing that I
it
remember.
humbles you. Sometimes you need it.
Yeah, yeah, I think
Sometimes
so.
you need
Yeah, yeah.
some people are
I
like,
mean, technically, architecture is, there's a lot of egos involved, right? If you're a student, and if you don't have egos, and if you don't have ambitions on your own, right? Then for me personally, I don't think you should learn architecture. That's what I think it is. Like
yeah, fair.
I love that co- quote by Zaha Hadid. Like architecture. She said that architecture is not for the weak. So I believe that that's really true. There's a lot of things involved in this process and all. You need to stand up for yourself and all stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, you're pursuing your master right now, I believe.
Yeah. There are two questions which we didn't talk earlier, but it's okay. We can skip them.
Yeah, yeah. I
The
think
one where
I
you
think
said
you
about
gave
working
the
at
answer. I think it's,
okay,
yeah.
perfect.
I think I think we already get the answer. And I mean, where are you doing your masters right now?
Okay, funny, funny story. Before I even tell you where
Yeah,
where I'm doing this, it's what I tell like a lot of people. Uh, I never even had it in my options to come study here.
yeah,
This one time, I was walking with Money, like we were both applying. We were in Bangalore, and I
yeah,
was just walking with her, and we just discussing like new options.
yeah,
And she was like, maybe you should apply to this country and this university as well. Then I look at her and I was like, no, why will I go there? Like, I don't want to go there.
yeah.
And then, and then we were just discussing, like, just apply. And, like, I'll also apply. That's what she said.
Mm,
And I remember, I don't know if it was ego, if it was pride, but I was like, no, I won't apply. And then
yeah.
we like, had like a small fight about it,
Yeah, yeah.
which is very funny. And then obviously like you talk things out and okay, it's like okay, I will apply just
Mm,
because why not? But then after applying, I started like going deeper into like researching about it more,
mm,
and I was like, makes sense with like everything that I have to do with the amount of money that I have to spend with the available scholarships,
mm,
and like yeah, it makes so much more sense. Like everything, like even the pedagogy, the way uh, things are being taught here, the faculty, the program, it really aligns with kind of what I want to do
mm,
in the future. So it's like, okay. And then I got like calls from a few universities, but I ended up picking this one.
yeah,
And I always feel if we never like
yeah,
argued on it, like I would not be here. So
yeah,
I'm here because of.
yeah. I mean, it's the
So
experience
I'm
that what
studying.
makes you, right?
Yeah, I'm studying in Politecnico di Milano.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's a master's called Sustainable Architecture and Landscape Design.
Yeah,
It's nice. The project
yeah,
the projects are more territorial.
yeah,
You work more with ecology,
yeah,
heritage, a lot of heritage.
yeah,
It's Italy. So, urban ecology, rural ecology, regeneration, um, natural like heritage regeneration.
yeah,
It's it's like a mix of landscape design, urban design, conservation, um, architecture as well. So it's really nice. I just finished my first semester, so I
oh,
wouldn't know much like going through.
yeah,
But I'm looking forward to the next semester. We have the subject called sociology of the built environment.
yeah,
I think it's really that dives into like the social aspects of the built environment, but not just urban. We're also doing a lot of like rural landscapes, river systems, water systems. I think I don't know.
Hmm.
I find out.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah,
And it's in Milan.
yeah,
Milan,
yeah.
of course.
So eh, you've been there for around 5 to 6 months, I believe. Um,
Yes,
yeah,
6 months.
6 months. So let's like let me ask you for your review, right? Like the teaching. How is the teaching compared to like your bachelor's in Indian, right? Because for me, I believe like in India, right, that
Hmm.
it's way more technical. We are taught the technical of like a part of architecture more, I believe so, because there was this portfolio by I think last year it became so famous, like Tailil Zhuang, I believe. So his portfolio became so interesting. I mean, I'll show you later on. Maybe I give you links. And then the
Okay.
thing is, with his portfolio, there are no like in India we think in terms of plans, sections, elevations, right? But in this portfolio book, there's like render base, a section like drawings which are so unique. But then you thought think about it, and you you think about it and then try to process it, and feels that he's a good student or whatever. But later on, you look at other people who apply to college outside, right? Or are colleges from outsides of India, and then their portfolio looks so similar. The way they render, the way they do stuff, it's so similar to that portfolio.
Yeah.
So it's like then I came to my conclusion that for us, when we make portfolio, it has to come with plans, sections, elevations. That's how we think, because that's how we are taught, right? I believe so. Majority of the time, I believe. I mean, not. I mean, there's one or two student who does things differently, obviously, but every time. But as for the majority of the student, we we think it technically. We think in those terms and all. So how is that different or out there? How is the teaching out there?
You said a lot of things there, and I have a lot of things to comment upon personally.
Yeah,
So first, teaching. Okay, like
yeah,
let's just talk about, and then we'll talk about the portfolio. Teaching wise, see, you it's good here. It's good for me. It was good in India as well.
yeah, yeah,
Um, say that it was bad or it was, uh, you know,
yeah.
um, we had really experienced faculty in our uni, and I really loved learning from them, talking to them, and uh, the passion that they had to teach.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice. Um, I've only had one semester here, so it has also been a really nice semester. Different with the things that they focus on, but also very good. So I think I'm too optimistic of a person because I always see like the good things, and I
Yeah,
just
I can
whatever is
definitely see that from the way you answer.
obviously
Yeah,
throw them out throw them
yeah,
in the garbage because but uh, I think that just makes you a good student. If you just, I mean, you need to be a good student and understand what to learn and what to not. Like some faculty might tell you, like think about this, and that's absolute nonsense. So don't even listen to it. But there will be good, like there were many faculties who really made me think in SPM Bhopal as well.
yeah,
And here, when I came here, the focus is different. It's somewhere else.
yeah.
Like suppose you work on one project. Um, in let's say in bachelor's they would focus on one thing because they expect that you're a student with the bachelor student you don't know like a lot of the fundamentals,
Hmm.
so they focus on maybe technicality like you said.
Hmm.
They say, okay, why is this room here and this room here,
Hmm.
why is this entrance from here?
Hmm.
But then here it doesn't matter where you place the room, it doesn't matter like what you're doing, what matters is why you're doing it. They focus on the why,
Yeah,
like why are you doing this project.
yeah,
Like, I know we give you the site and we give you the brief, but why?
yeah,
What does it stand for? What does it? Why does it exist? And how are you answering those questions with your design?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you place your room. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's given that whatever you've done is correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Orientation is correct. The facade is correct. The uh, spatial hierarchy is correct.
Mm.
But what is important is why, quality of space. Those this faculty uses jerkies. The way how we see the project as a system in a bigger system, a small
Mm.
system in a bigger system. I don't know if you can understand, but you can understand. But I think like the focus of where you're being taught is a little different.
Yeah.
Next is the portfolio. I want to talk about that.
Wait,
So
before
you said
before
that.
that one, I would comment on something that
Yes,
you
okay.
talk about why. The only scenes that I could say is like when here, okay, not here. Sorry. In India, I would say. I'll make it broader. When someone asks you why, right? You know that you probably will get scolded, okay? I mean, it's kind of a joke, but that's the reality, right? When someone started asking you why, it's get difficult. But uh, what I'm trying to ask you, I believe, is more like when they ask you why, are they like asking you in terms of, uh, you know, uh, concern that you might not be able to do it,
No,
or
no, 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 not why in that sense. Like why in the sense that why are you making this project?
yeah,
In the sense, understand why are you doing what you're doing?
yeah. No, I mean, I get it, but you also get what I'm trying to say, right? It's yeah, it's in the means of like, are they like
Schooling.
trying to give you actual comments, like good comments that they want you to perform well, like that they want to think in what, a particular way, or like are they trying to make you, open minded? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Are they asking you in that terms, is what I'm asking.
Yes, it's that. It's exactly
Yeah.
that. They're just trying to change your perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in bachelors, we're so concerned, like, oh, this room has to be next to this room, this room has to be next to
Yeah.
this room, like, oh, the doors needs to
Yeah. Yeah.
be here, be this big, the corridors needs to be like this. I need to enter from here, go here, enter, exit from here. Like, all that is totally, I mean, it's not uh, avoided. I mean, it's there, but it's given that you understand
Yeah. Yeah.
what is more important, like, what does the building stand for?
Yeah.
What does this communicate
Yeah.
with, here, let's say, what does it, why does it belong there? Does
Yeah.
it belong there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is this program here,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not, in a different part of the urban space?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are you putting the landscape like this?
Mm-hmm.
Um, does the entire system work if a person is using the space or if a person is visiting? What is the feeling? What is the emotion between the spaces?
Yeah.
What does it do to the ecology? Is it is it safe for the fauna to come
Yeah.
and be here, coexist with the humans? Is the flora, helping
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
with?
get it. And if the audience
Yeah,
doesn't get it, look, it can be this question can be a long form of conversation. So I think we'll skip that now.
yeah.
But I do get it what you're trying to say. Uh,
To be honest, I I I'll have to think about what to say about that.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Like,
It can come like a really deep questions, this stuff.
yeah.
I
See,
get it.
it's it's also a matter of experience. I don't have a lot of experience, so I don't know
Yeah.
a lot about it. So I'm telling you based on how much I know. If you
Yeah.
ask somebody else, like who has more or less
Yeah.
experience, they have a different experience, and they might tell you, yeah, it's bad here, it's good there, or it's bad there, it's
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
here, and like that. So it's also personal experience.
No, I'm glad that you give your actual perspective. You don't try to sugarcoat it or whatever. I actually appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to say it's bad or maybe it's good, like I love it. I love it. So do you want to?
It's the thing, the thing about experiences, no, it's not. It's
Yeah,
I really love using this. It's not black and white. It's not good and bad.
yeah,
You have like it's a scale.
yeah,
You have like bad and then a little bad, maybe somewhat bad, a little bad. Like okay, could be better. And then you have nothing, and then
yeah, yeah,
uh, could have been bad. Well, it's all right. And then, like good, it's like, oh, I had the best time ever. It's like, oh, this is gonna be a core memory in my life. Like
yeah,
experience. It's not like bad and good. It's all this like range of emotion here.
yeah, yeah. De-
So,
Definitely,
anyway,
definitely.
just let me talk about the portfolio.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, see, when you're making like in uni, like the portfolio, like the amazing drawing that you're saying. It's really good for um, conceptual thinking. You have like these amazing diagrams. You understand like the project. You understand like everything. It's good, and people love that. And I also like making those. But when it comes to like, working in like in reality, I think the best drawings that you have are plan section televisions because they communicate everything you need to know. You can't go to
mm,
site with like an abstract drawing and tell the mason or the carpenter like, I want this. Like then you have to explain all the dishes and everything to him.
mm,
Uh, I was reading the other day how a lot of graduate students in architecture now are becoming glorified in quotes. I'm not saying this, it's the article that I read. They're becoming glorified graphic designers because they can make really cool drawings, which I'm not saying they're bad or anything that they don't have the skill. They make these really good abstract drawings about the project and all, which are really cool.
mm,
But when it comes to like making things to actually communicate to have it built,
mm,
they lack the technical details to actually do it.
mm.
Because when you're making this abstract drawing, like you can skip a lot of the technical details, right?
Yeah,
But when you have to, let's say, a section to show like how the watertight seal is, how the gutter is fitting fitting to like a structural member. You want to see a structural member. You want to see like the roof, the buildup of the roof layers so that it's waterproof.
yeah,
You can make a nice drawing, obviously, but a section will do. So like why work on this? But if if it's like a conceptual drawing trying to explain your project, its synthesis, its those nuanced concepts, smaller concepts. Having those diagrams are better because they communicate more.
mm,
So it's not that one type of drawings is bad and one type of drawings is good.
yeah,
It's where you use them and how you use them, which is
yeah,
important. I think if you're applying to uni and masters, or I think having those really good diagrams is nice because you're going to be conceptually thinking in uni. It's all about it's all
yeah, yeah,
about project.
yeah,
It's all about your what is it called dissertation. I think your thesis. It's all about thinking. It's about philosophy,
yeah,
not about being practical. But when you maybe apply for a firm, they want to see if you can make these drawings so that they can go to site or they can go to
yeah,
the for tendering or they can go to the shops
mm,
for material.
yeah,
pro- Um, yeah,
yeah.
it's how.
I agree. I agree. Like different purpose, right? Different portfolio for different purposes. That's what I believe so. Like I think the reason that I'm asking is that typically we think differently. That's what I'm trying to say. From maybe
Yeah,
outskirts of India, even if you're going to apply for, because in India we don't typically provide portfolio for universities and all, right? We just give
yeah,
gate exams or other exams or just go there private institute and show our BR marks and all. majority of the time
Yeah.
in India in India at least. But in outside, you need to have those kind of portfolios, and then people who applied their portfolios look like that. That's what I was trying to say, at least. But I get your point that if you're, let's say, going to apply for some firms, they want to see your actual drawing skills, right? Like plan, section,
Mhm.
elevation. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I totally agree. Uh,
That's what goes.
yeah, yeah,
That's what goes on. And for me, whenever I sketch, I always think in because it's easier to communicate in plans,
yeah,
section,
yeah,
or
yeah,
elevation.
yeah,
And isometric also will do, like if you have the skills to make it and the time, but
yeah. Definitely,
no buts.
definitely. I think we'll come to the end of our
Okay.
podcast. I think we had
Yeah.
a great conversation. It's like an hour
Sure.
long till now. But anyway, I think
You
I
got
also
it.
enjoy. I would love to have more, but I will be the one editing. So I need to.
How long do you usually keep
Uh-huh.
your podcast? How long do you usually keep your podcast?
The first one was around 1 hour something, right? But that was a heck
No,
for
it's too
me to
long.
edit. Yeah, for me to edit because I'm still doing my thesis and I have lots of work.
Yeah.
So anyway, a question like it sounds like you don't have like that victim mentality, like the way you're talking right now, and I appreciate that so much, because most of the time as a student here, I can't say it's in architecture student, maybe I think it's student all over the university student or student who are doing anyway, like most of the
Yeah.
time when we discuss something, it's all like trauma dumping. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's all trauma dumping. But I love this. I hate this. And I mean, it's nice to hear at first. I'm not nice. I mean, sometimes it's okay to hear those stuff. But when every time the conversation leads to that trauma dumping every time, right? It sucks.
Yeah.
Then you
It
get you
brings you down.
yeah, you get sadistics. Most of the students, I believe, are also sadistic in that kind of way. But anyway, what advice do you have? Not advice, but what's your view on this? Like,
Mm,
how can
yeah, I
yeah,
think trying to be positive
yeah,
about your experiences on like your daily experiences is
yeah,
important. Keeps you like thinking straight.
yeah,
But obviously, if there's something that you feel bad about, like you uh, accepting that, yeah, okay, this thing was bad and it happened,
yeah,
and I need to feel it.
yeah,
I guess like that's also important.
yeah,
I don't know, like these are emotions which people have to
yeah,
uh, deal on. I mean, trying to be positive is one thing, but uh, accepting a bad experience is also one thing.
hmm,
And you just you just do it. Do what
yeah.
you feel.
I
Don't
love it.
don't trauma dump like
Yeah, yeah. And also, do you think you're religious though?
me.
Hmm.
I have faith.
You have faith.
You
Nice question. Next question. Yeah, I believe
you
so.
ask.
I'm to be honest, yeah, I'm starting to get more into it. I would say so.
Okay.
During the past few years.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say to any people who might listen to this, students or maybe anyone?
Don't take my our conversation too seriously because we are also like inexperienced and maybe whatever we said today, like we might listen to it 5 years later and be like, no, this is absolute garbage. What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I
as
love it. I mean, that's a part of life, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank
yeah,
you very much,
we
Mesh.
change.
Yeah.
Thank you to you too, Lian.
Okay.
Have a nice day. All the very best with your thesis.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll speak on WhatsApp later.
yeah, yeah. Sure, sure. Thank you, thank you.
Take care, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.